Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. Here we are, a week after Christmas. Hope you had a great time. I really mean that. And I hope you're still enjoying this wonderful holiday season. I have a verse I'd like to share with you today, a couple of verses actually, from Psalm 92, and beginning with verse 4. And here's what we find. You thrill me, Lord, with all you have done for me. I sing for joy because of what you've done. Oh Lord, what great works you do, and how deep are your thoughts. Only a simpleton would not know, and a fool would not understand. Well, Christmas is about the birth of Jesus. Now, I know that it's more than that in our culture. And there are many places in the world that celebrate Christmas that aren't even Christian. That's always struck me as kind of interesting because it's just become a cultural phenomenon. And for so much in our country, I think it's become an economic engine for businesses and stores. Every year they talk about how much spending American consumers are going to do. And I don't know, maybe you did a lot, maybe you did a little. Doesn't really matter. But this passage talks something about the importance of paying attention to the reason for why we have Christmas. It starts out, as I read in verse 4, you thrill me, O Lord, with all you have done for me. I know I can hear some voices saying, as I have over the years, well, what has God done for me? Well, I don't really know because I don't know what has happened in your life, but I'm betting a lot. I mean, even if things aren't going well, they're still going. As some people say, well, I'm doing okay. It's better than being laying flat under the ground. And that's true. But we don't have to go to that bizarre. God has given us an incredible and wonderful world to live in. Now, it's true, humans have messed it up some, maybe a lot. And given no restraints, we'd probably really mess it up because we don't always care about that sort of thing. But yet, God has given us wonderful days, wonderful opportunities to help others, wonderful experiences that we cherish for ages and ages and ages. And recently we've had a number of funerals in the area, and I think about the lives of the people, the memory of the life. I lost a good friend of mine just recently, and I'm so thankful for the memories I have. Special people don't come along very often. They really don't. And this person was wonderful. And God gave me that privilege to get to know them. There's no other explanation for it. God has given me a good life. No, it hasn't been all ups. There have been some really bad downs, some really difficult days. But as a result of His goodness, I've experienced all kinds of great things. In fact, I get up in the morning before I get out of bed. I've started a new thing, a new idea. Before I get out of the bed, I'm thanking God for the day. Because if it weren't for Him, I wouldn't have it. And the same is true for all of us. However miserable your day is, I got news for you. It could be worse. It really could. And it's the goodness of God and the hand of His grace that makes every day possible. So it goes on to say that you thrill me and I sing for joy for what you've done. Now, I don't know how much singing I do. I'm not sure how much you do. Some people sing a lot. I kind of don't. I'm not that much of a singer. And whenever I make up a song, my wife just says it's goofy. So it doesn't get much of an audience. But yet, the joy of singing, the exuberance of breaking forth because of something on the inside, it stirs you. And the goodness of God should stir you too. Well, he goes on to say in the next verse, O Lord, what great works you do, and how deep are your thoughts. What does it mean, how deep are your thoughts? Well, you know, I can think about the next few minutes. I can kind of think about the next few days. And maybe given the right situation, I'll think about the next month. But that's about as far as I can go. Yet God thinks about every day for every person who's alive and every day after today and every tomorrow and every next week and every next month. He is constantly thinking about our future. It's not because he wants to somehow jump on us, it's because he wants to guide us in the direction where we need to go, where the fullness of life comes from, where this joy that it talks about rises up out of the well of your life. And if you aren't experiencing that, well, goodness sakes, you can. Doesn't matter how hard the situation is. As I said, it can always be worse. But God, in His goodness and His graciousness, fills our world and fills our lives and fills our home all the time. We just have to notice. My wife got a new recipe for some cookies. Boy, are those things good. Now, I know you're going to say, well, that's not God, but it is because my wife likes those things. If she didn't, I wouldn't have a chance to eat them. Of course, she does give them away as fast as she makes them because she doesn't want me to eat all of them. But still, I'm blessed because of that. And then the last two verses are really interesting because it says, only a simpleton would not know, and only a fool would not understand this. Now, the writer of the psalm is not saying that's who you are, but it's saying it's really crazy to not see the hand of God at work. What do you see when you get up in the morning? What do you see in the middle of the day? Well, I hope the words of this psalm will stir you and encourage you to look more and see more because there's no end to God's goodness in our lives and around us. Well, thanks for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day. If you have a concern or a prayer need, let us know. We'll do everything we can, just as fast as we can, to help meet your need. Until tomorrow, God bless you. I'll talk to you again.